All right, so I couldn't record on Friday, so here's the Friday trade. Of course, we didn't know there was going to be a red day. We just went off so I had one, two, and then the third day was very extended. Ideally, the red days usually come after a big green day, but we didn't get that. We saw it fail, right? It came back down, held the previous resistance, which becomes support. Started, uptrending after hours a little bit, gapped up. 240s held really well. Um, Threes, right? Big volume at the open. Stuffed, squeezed everybody that hammered in. Here we go. And it just ended up failing. So let's look at the minute chart and the way I traded this. Um, I did not want to touch a pre-market. I wanted to see a huge squeeze, which we did not get. It started failing, so I added a bit. As I confirmed, I kept adding more. I really did like the volume. We had like 10 million in volume added, but as you can see, I had to cut it very quick because once something just soaks and then just goes up immediately, it's not a good sign. Sometimes they go much quicker than you think. So then three failed again. So I'm like, you know what? Hammer back in. And again, it broke VWAP like nothing. And then I cut it. And I'm like, okay, today's not the day. It's holding better than it should. And it just like broke with no volume, and it's trending with no volume. So that's that. I kept watching it. Nice squeeze. Didn't want to short it. I mean, good volume, but honestly, from the breakout to 3 4 from 3 to 340, it's not much. And it kept going. I did not want to fall into this drop right here because the volume is terrible. It tried to go, it couldn't. It broke out barely, and then it just started going down. Ideally, I kind of wanted to get in around here, 340, but I also didn't want to overtrade. And then what about if I kept holding and then spike? So I wanted to see confirmation. So what I really messed up here is I chased, right? And then this one here is probably a pop that I added into, probably too big, and then I got in here much bigger. I knew it was gonna pop nicely, or at least give a decent pop. The problem is I was way too sized, and I thought I was gonna hold this resistance the support becomes resistance. It went way above. I wasn't gonna sit and wait for it to go higher, so I cut it. But once that failed, I knew it was done. I got back in times more on what I had here. Um, Added more, covered quickly just in case it double bottomed. And then the goal was trying to keep pieces, but this started holding. So around here, right now this could be a double bottom. So I covered a little bit more than what I would want. Re-added, and then once it failed, I just kept cool. I just took size off. Honestly, took a small size along the way, just to let most of my big size run more. Located some more shares. I think here I had like 5,000. I had it like 5,000. The goal wasn't to add that much because what if I kept going? Also, um, I just didn't want to add too much size because I had already had a killer trade, and I didn't want to ruin it. But I still left a bit, hoping for under 125, which I didn't get. But I hammered in. Took honestly 90%, and just let 10% run. And it played out well. Traded it per plan. Made all my losses back, plus more. So it was a good trade. Okay, now let's jump into today's trade. This is on Friday, right? Ideally, the goal is like, hey, let's see 2 or like 130 or 160, right? So we got the daily. Look at the 2 minute, right? What do we want to see? I want to see 160. I want to see 230, around there, or even 250. The higher, the better, right? We get this. I do not want to touch it. This is something with like, this stock has been doing this every day. Drops, soaks, back up. I saw a lot of people short this pop. Not me. The reason being is, what about if it went to 230 or 250, right? Or 260? The higher it goes, the more I'm inclined on shorting it. Yeah, I could have a starter, but I wanted clear confirmation. But sometimes when you wait for 2 months confirmation, you get a bad entry. Look at my entries. Not the best, but like again, I don't mind chasing, knowing the range. So I'm chasing what, 170 was my lowest, 174 or 173, hoping for 125. Add half size, I add more. I think I'm full size, and then I locate some more so I can add more. Great cover. The only problem here is, out of like 10,000 shares or 12,000 shares, I was only able to cover 1,000 because I wanted to let most run. I only covered a little bit just to take gains. I re-added and then added some more because I located more. I really try to stay patient here, right? At first I'm like, 195 is my risk, which was here, right? Or 2. This was my risk, but I'm way too sized in. I only took a little bit of gains, and I'm not gonna sit here and watch this go higher. So I had to take a small loss here with pretty big size. But once this failed, I hammered back in. These 2 were half. I think these 2 were what I just had all here. And this is just more that I located because I was like, F it. I think it's done. And then I was just risking 8. Okay, I'm in at, let's just say 178, risking 190. So I'm risking 10 cents to potentially make 20 plus cents. At this rate, I'm like, it's a 50-50. I don't know what it's gonna do. It's more of a gamble. Like, I'm gambling, but I know the odds are with me, but it's still a 50-50 because it can easily hold and keep going. But my risk is pretty good. So again, even if I'm risking 10 cents and I'm making 20, it's 1 and 2, right? But I made this is like a 1 and 3 or 1 and 4 risk. Okay, so I hammered back in. I took more size here, a lot more. And then I tried to get filled, but I didn't get filled. I think my orders were 169, and the top was 168. Now I wish I only covered 1,000 here, so I can let more run, but it's okay. Cover some more. Honestly, I would have covered here, but I was talking to one of my friends. He's like, bro, this is possibly gonna be done and gonna hit $1 soon. And he wasn't wrong about thinking that, because I was also thinking the same thing. But I just wanted to be done with it, just because honestly, just the patience and the choppiness on this, I wasn't a fan. But it worked. That's why you gotta have patience and size accordingly. because honestly I wanted 3 times the size. But if I had 3 times the size, this little pop here would have scared me out. And then for what? Just ruin a good trade. But I left 10% on and I took it off. Like, saw it here. I actually wanted to add here, but I'm like, nah. Took it off and that's it. Also traded this. Good 155 level. I tried to get in around here or here, but I was way too slow. I got stuck with starter size, and I just covered quickly. Right? Yeah, ideally the goal was here, but when it's doing this, I'm gonna get out quick because it can come flush down and go back up. So I'm gonna take my gains, and if it goes back up, I can always re-add. And if I get out early, then so be it. I make enough for dinner or to cover some locate fees. Just a wallet pattern. Yeah, so that's that. Good trading, honestly. So this week, which this week is just started. What I'm watching is NVAX. I think it should be, honestly, this thing is about to break out soon. I can see this 16, 1830. That should be good. I'm gonna go over my watch list real quick. You guys are probably, by the time you guys are seeing this, this would have already happened. So look at it and see if what I had planned worked. Nice big volume, big move. Honestly, it's not holding more than it's not holding more than half its gains. But potential liquidity trap. These are just back burner trades. If they happen, I have alerts on it. This could be good. Very choppy. Not excited about it. Don't really care much about it. But I'll do like the 270 or the 3 or the 4. It needs to be a parabolic in order to have my attention. This I'll just be watching. I'm pretty much done with it. I think the coming up days it won't have much range. If a parabolic's cool, I might get in. But if it just chops around, I'm not gonna sit here and try to make 10 to 15 cents. Potential liquidity trap. Nice huge volume. 69 million, and then it's just moving sideways. It's probably, I don't know. If it fails, it's done, but I can see this higher. Again, just on the back burner, nothing too crazy. I missed this one. Spike failed. Morning pop failed. This pattern right here is perfect. Either we call it the low hanging fruit or the overextension. Gap down. Beautiful. I have no idea why I'm watching this one. Oh, I know why. It's a former runner, and if it parabolics at 3, I want to short it. There isn't much, though. There isn't much range. This could be good. Again, this is something I just have on there and just keep on watch. Uh, 1.3 million float. I don't know the news. Don't ask. You can look it up. But I do have alerts. If it hits, they'll get my attention. This is a beautiful chart. Look at this overextension. But it's honestly a liquidity trap. Just going. I need to see some parabolic. The problem with this is I think the float it is too high, so I don't know if we'll get a parabolic. And also, how many shorts are trapped here? It's a 1.3 billion market cap. Usually, big market caps are very tough to trade. There's big boys there. The float's 124 million. That's why it's trading the way it's trading. Very choppy. But that one's kind of like a more on a high watch for me. This one also pretty high watch. Nice liquidity trap, broke out. Look at it now. Off to the moon, 725. Honestly, 725 or 870. Yes, 870 should be good. Ideally, honestly, even 725. We will let the intraday let us know what's going on. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can finish this in 4 minutes. But before we move on, let me show you guys this. Spikes, right? I'm gonna use, don't pay attention to the white candle. I just don't want to delete it. Just pay attention to the yellow. Spikes, resistance becomes support. Good stuff. I'm gonna duplicate this. Now it's trading in the channel, right? It comes down, holds this 540, goes back up, great support holds, double bottom. But this is the good part. Higher low, and now it's trading half above the channel. Very bullish. This is something you want to long here. Anywhere here. 150, 160, risking 540, you know, and then you need some wiggle room, so get out at 535, 530, depending how big you are, right? So you're risking 10 to 15 cents, and just even if you want to get out the top, it's a 15 cents also, but you know, we're looking for the breakout. You can take some profits here, and from here to here with the wiggle room is a 1-on-1. So it's not the best, right? But your odds are with you. This is gonna go more than it should, just because the way it's holding. Take some off if you want. Take a little bit more off, and take a little bit more off. And then once you're here, I think you want to take it all off. Crazy enough, resistance becomes support and back up. So, yep, good setup. Look at this Chinese mofo. Crazy, crazy. Starts going down. I know a couple people that shorted here, here, here. Some covered around here. Some nailed it the whole way. And some just missed it. And they got squeezed and they're all done. It's nuts. It's Chinese tickers for you. It goes from $8 to $45. Of course, you guys already know. Nate touched it. Nice short. He's probably late. Probably still made like $1 or $2 here. So great job. Look, he does not touch it until it starts topping. Right? I don't know how big he's trading. It's probably small size. Risking 44, 46. Ads. This guy got balls. Just because he doesn't cover any here. Him being up $3 to $4. Still doesn't cover any. It turns, he adds. And he just sits and waits. And just makes $20 per dollar. Crazy. Respect. But as you guys can see, he's adding into confirmations. And he's probably not trading big size. And if he is, yo, Lord have mercy. But crazy, crazy. Mad respect. Yeah, tomorrow I'm watching this for 24 or 29, and I want to get into the move once it starts going down like this. Probably 50 shares, 20 shares, 100 shares. Honestly, 100 shares. Let this thing go down $10. Bam. Quick $1,000 right there. Not much needed. This might be following it, but it's not a Chinese ticker, so. Meta, I don't know. I saw some news. Someone dumped. I think Google dumped. I don't know how many millions of dollars on it. And that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys enjoy it, let me know if there's anything else you want me to go over or learn. Deuces.